Okay, I'm recording it now, and we're going to talk about how we speak. We can discuss today whether we don't have enough adjectives to express our feelings, our emotions, maybe um, maybe tell about how it is outside to describe something, or maybe we want to make our sentences a bit more complex and use like linking words. What do you think this is for you? Which one? Or maybe it's something else.
For me, it's everything because I'm too used to use uh, the complex phrases in Russian.
Ah,
Then I was used to speak. No, I learned to use in the same way the words in English.
mhm.
And when I came to Italy and I started to learn the language, uh, um, learning it, I tried um, on my way on learning it. I tried to uh, achieve the same level of thinking, of talking, and then of writing by using complex words and complex phrases because this is my way of mind, my brain. This is the way my brain works. And if I'm not able to speak in the same way in all the languages I have to speak, uh, I I don't feel myself uh, fully expressed
Yeah.
because when I use very simple phrases, I think I'm too poor, poor emotionally, poor mentally, in
It,
all the things I have to describe. And if I don't describe them in the way I feel it, I think that I'm talking the wrong thing.
yeah. You know what? It's very interesting. So many students come to me with the same thing because they feel like it's a bit like, you can't fully do something if you're missing an arm. Yeah, so we're not going to use word disabled here. It's slightly different. Um, but you're quite right. If you don't have enough words to describe something, you feel not confident enough. You immediately worried what people think of you. So it's a back of your mind or still something like this. I have a very interesting example. I'm working right now with a lady. She moved to England 2 weeks ago, and she moved from America. She's Russian. She lived in America for many years. She worked there, and she was very confident with her American English. She moved to the UK. She's struggling. She's struggling to understand people, so she feels less able to answer the question. And there
Probably
was there was just yeah, go
the
for it.
way she understands the words, English words, is different from what people mean. And the way she expresses herself, she thinks one thing, but English people in England understand her in different way
You
by
could
using the same words.
Some of the words are the same, have a different meaning. For example, jelly. Jelly in the UK, it is gelée, yeah, but jelly in America, it's a jam because gelée in America, it's a jello.
Mhm.
So it's slightly different. So she can say, "Oh, I would like some jelly on my toast," and English people, "What? You mean jam?" And she's, "Oh, yes, yes, yes. Sorry." Thank God, French fries is the same, yeah, fries. But in England, we'll say chips. Can I have a burger with chips? But in America, chips, чипсы, так же как в русском
Yeah.
чипсы, типа
Why?
Lays.
Mhm. Mhm.
But in England, чипсы на русском, который языке. They're crisps. Crisps. So these little things. And then obviously we don't use sidewalk here. We use pavement. I don't know. Things like here we use word nappy. In America, they use diaper. And then also a great example that she spent a lot of time talking about. So maybe you can tell me how you feel about it. It's not a big deal, but something bugs her because she speaks very good American English. So you say, I have to go. Yeah, I have to go. But in England, we say, I've got to go. And this extra got bothers her.
But the way, even if you use one or another way to say the same thing, everybody understands her.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. But she's struggling to understand because pronunciation is different.
Oh.
Yeah. Pronunciation is different.
Because even I gotta go, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's more American or English.
So it's more English. Where is got? I've got
I
to.
gotta go.
In America, it's just I have to go without got. Yeah. Okay. So, we were just talking about interesting thing a minute ago before we start recording, and I think maybe we should bring it up. It's about I'll say in Russian, не стоит тратить свои усилия. I think that's a good phrase, just because it's talking about opposite, or maybe we стоит тратить свои усилия, чтобы улучшить английский, да? So what I'm trying to say is the phrase itself is good and it's kind of linked with what we're talking about.
Can you repeat me the phrase you used?
Which one? The phrase?
About waste. Waste your effort. How would you say the phrase?
The one, не стоит тратить усилия? So I would say, don't waste your time. Don't waste your energy on something. Don't waste your energy on explaining it over and over again to a teenager. He's gonna go right over his head. So he's not gonna hear anything. Or, oh, that's a pointless exercise. That's a pointless exercise. But then you and I thought of another one. Do you remember what we discovered by searching online? No? Don't waste your efforts.
Oh,
Don't waste your efforts.
The thing that I came out with is not the phrase itself worth there, but the grammar.
The grammar of it. Right.
Because I understood that the problem that I had was with don't waste your efforts. And this is 2 point thing. And the thing that was spinning in my brain is like you should not have.
You shouldn't waste your time.
Waste your effort. You shouldn't. One moment.
Sure, no problem.
They came back.
Oh no, that's fine. I just paused it. I wasn't sure how long you're going to be for. That was quick.
Thank you. And the way you understand the thing when you say don't waste your effort, it seems you have to do the way I said.
Oh, because there is no polite, you shouldn't.
Okay. And the thing that I had in my mind was like an advice to myself.
Oh, okay.
It's more mild. It's a mild thing. It's much more.
I know
soft,
what you.
Soft advice to myself. dear, you should not waste your effort in arguing with your son
Yeah.
who uh, wasted his time yesterday on not doing his homework.
Yeah.
So the only thing both of us are able to do now is trying to do some things from the things he had to do yesterday, but
Yeah.
he hadn't.
I hate it. Yeah, but he didn't do it yesterday.
And you know, we discussed the thing about how to talk to others, how to talk to ourselves,
Oh,
almost often, not often. Также, как оно будет?
the same
Ну, как бы с
as well.
другими и с собой.
So,
Вот разговаривать с другими, но и с собой тоже.
talk to others as well as
And
yourself.
as well as
Oh,
to yourself. And there was a trend that when you go to a supermarket, you shouldn't uh, say please. You shouldn't ask to be. You shouldn't have to be
shouldn't be too polite.
too polite. You should tell what you want. You shouldn't ask. You should tell what you want. And I'm not agree with this thing
Yeah.
because the way you talk to yourself at the end you talk even to the others, and the way you talk to the others at the end you talk to yourself in the same way.
Yeah.
And when you are polite with yourself, talking in your mind in the moment you have to decide something, and when you are polite talking to yourself when you have to make a decision, very important decision, because in 5 minutes, everything can change thanks to your decision.
Yeah.
You have to be polite even to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and it helps. It helps because even children who are not able to see um,
See the future
see the future
or
and
see ahead. They can't
see it
see ahead.
ahead, and their reaction can ruin everything. If even if the thing um, that they want depends on your reaction, also.
Yeah. We might be talking about emotions now, aren't we? Because when
Yeah,
we're emotional, I don't know if I can say this on the recorded camera, shit might happen. Shit does happen. Um,
mm,
yeah, when emotions kick in, so we need to be very careful. Um, this is where actually we can link in another thing, yeah. So talking about complex sentences and things like this. Um, student of mine, another lady, also moved to the UK. Well, she was my student a year ago now. She moved to the UK and she had difficulties with her husband because she couldn't express her ideas and her thoughts and her emotions on one or another thing. So when things are nice, when everything is good, or how British people say honky dory, when things are honky dory, um, it was fine because, oh yes, thank you, we can use this word thank you, even looking at the American lady, I've completely forgot her name, who's wanted to be a president. She was like, oh, thank you. It's all she was saying. So we can be polite when we're talking about good stuff, but when we're angry and we need to express what exactly are we angry about, what do we not like? Do we feel disrespected? Do we feel misunderstood? This is when we need our vocabulary because arguing is very important. because we
And
don't want
it's
to
very
lose that.
difficult.
Yeah, we don't want to lose argument, do we?
And
Do you have any
uh,
examples in your life?
um, I was not thinking about examples. I was thinking that when we are happy, it's a very uh, useful time to exercise about talking about your emotions, explaining calm, calmly,
Calmly. Mm-hmm.
calmly,
Or in a
most
calm
important,
manner. In a
in
calm manner.
calmly, uh, what you are thinking about, what you would like to have, um, what you want to describe, everything you that happens about your life, everything. You have an opportunity to use all your vocabulary, and
Calm vocabulary. Mm-hmm.
the, my tongue is not very prepared to all the consonants of English,
That's fine.
because in Italian we have no too many consonants. One uh, one vicino. Рядом с
What?
другим.
What? Я не
Один рядом с другим. Там больше двух согласных рядом вообще не стоит.
Oh, wow. So, oh,
Вообще
my.
крутой язык. Я поэтому и говорю, что у меня язык начинает сплетаться, когда встречаются слишком такие 3-4 согласных здесь. Вот. Смотри. К, Л, М, Н, Л. Смотри, 4. Их 4. Кальм. Vocabulary. Окей. Парентези.
That's fine. That's a part of
Okay.
the cool thing. That's a part of our club. We discuss things, we laugh together. We put pressure on those important points. And then hopefully between the lessons, you go and do your homework. Do like vocabulary,
No,
do some
I
reading,
don't like homework.
listening.
I'll be like my son about his
Galia,
homework.
have you done your homework?
No. Before, when he came back, I managed to do everything before the lesson. I had to
Oh, like a
show
housework.
my homework. In the pause, he went to school.
Ah, okay.
He have done it. Not
Right.
make homework is another thing.
Yeah.
It
Well,
doesn't exist.
homework and housework, different things, yeah? You know that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Differently in general things, but in my mind, they are the same things, because homework for me is what I have to do at home. Homework for him is what he has to do at home. He has to do at home.
If you're doing it at home, it's a housework. If it's to do for
He
school,
don't want to do his housework.
he
That's
doesn't.
why he doesn't want to do the housework, not his housework, the
Oh,
housework.
the housework.
It
Exactly.
doesn't exist for him
Lucky. I wish that would.
for
It was.
now. Now exists, it exists, but for him it doesn't.
For him, it doesn't. Yeah. Lucky. Very lucky.
Okay,
All right.
turning back about talking about the
Going back. Mhm.
vocabulary and the opportunity to train your speaking abilities with all the vocabulary that you have when you are calm. Uh, Gives you a great advantage to use the same things, the same words, or different words, because you can't use the same words when you're calm and when you're angry. These are different things. But the ability you practice during your calm days, you are able to make it work for you when you're angry.
Perfect. That's absolutely precise. Basically, by learning it in a calm environment, that definitely sticks in your head. Because if you learn something recently and you didn't practice it, the moment when you're emotional, it will not come to you. It will not come to you. You'll be like, where is this word? Where is this word? But exactly what you said, if you learn it and practice it in a calm environment, it will stick in your brain and it will come back to you. Just like your English, you know, when we just started, you were like, second lesson, you
Exactly.
picked it up, it all came back to you.
Almost everything.
Yeah,
But
you did very well.
it's not everything because I know that I know much more, but
It's in your
mm,
passive memory.
my tongue is not so prepared. Not only the brain, but almost the tongue. And uh, when you practice the things, your ears, your mouth, your hand, while writing, uh, time passes and uh, you don't understand later how did it work,
Yeah, you
why
did.
I'm
Yeah,
able to do this. I didn't do everything. I haven't do everything.
haven't
I
done.
haven't done anything,
Yeah,
and
it just
I'm
happened.
able to speak. I'm able to understand what they're talking about.
Yeah. I can't remember whether I mentioned this before or not, but listening is definitely very, very good, especially short phrases over and over again. I mean, if you beginner level, if you high level like you, it's good maybe to listen to something and try to retell it to someone, just the most important things. Um, I have a very good example. Whenever my mum comes over here in the UK, she obviously only speaks English, Russian. She doesn't speak any English.
Russian.
My husband doesn't
She
speak any
only speaks Russian, sorry. She
Yeah,
only speaks Russian, British Russian.
British Russian. Yeah, and it's really funny because whenever Matt speaks to me, as soon as he finished his sentence, my mom will be "Чё Мэтт говорит?" или "Чё Мэтт сказал?" She said it so many times, Matt learned it. And then he'll be like, "Чё Мэтт сказал? Чё Мэтт сказал?" And he's saying it so good because he heard it so many times. It's a useless phrase, obviously,
For
but
him.
for him. But it just shows within 2 weeks he learned it, and I can wake him up middle of the night, he knows this phrase. And
But
he knows what
now he's able to use this phrase, changing his name
name.
in your son's name
Exactly. Exactly.
because it's masculine, both masculine, and
Yeah.
he can use this phrase,
Yeah.
but he is not able to use it for you.
No. Um, I think I taught him this. So I should ask him whether he can, without me prompting him, whether he can change the ending of the verb at the end. I don't know. We're going to find
It's
out.
funny.
It's really funny. And here I've got a question for you. So you did mention that you don't really do much English, but can you tell me the difference? Or maybe we'll do experiment. You do a bit of this exercise later, and all our group who did not attend today. Um, what is easier for you, to read or to listen to something?
Hmm.
Where do you get more information, more understanding from? Reading or listening to?
Um, lately, I don't like reading, and I'm used to listen to things in all the languages I'm able to listen. And obviously, I'm not able to remember everything I've heard, but I remember the points which I was interested more in, and I think I don't have an exact answer to it.
Fair enough.
But
What about in Russian? What do
I can tell you another thing that when I had to do exams about listening, reading comprehension, then answer the questions. Uh, when it happened the first time that I had to do this type of exam, I read the text in the script without understanding anything.
Wow.
And then, only then, it was at school.
Yeah. A long,
No,
about 10
long time
years
ago.
ago. Wink,
No.
wink, wink,
Uh-huh.
wink.
Price. Okay. And the way I was uh, coming out with the understanding that I have to read the text, all the fucking letter, all the fucking line. I have to read this text, even if I don't like to read it. I have to read it
Yeah. To
in,
get
in,
full
in,
picture.
because when you have the questions, and not always you can know the questions you have to answer later before reading the text. If you have the questions, you can read the questions and then read the text, and it becomes easier. But when you don't have the questions and you have the time to read the text and you don't read it, you have to read it 2 or 3 times when you have the questions finally. And it's some laziness, obviously, but sometimes, and not sometimes,
Occasionally.
90%, 90% of the exams, when you have to read the text, you don't know which information from this text you should use later.
Yeah.
It's a pity,
What
but
information you need to remember? You don't know which is the most.
exactly.
Interesting. What I will do, we've got 10 more minutes left for our speaking club, but I'm going to switch the camera off. I'm going to turn the recording off because we kind of waffled a bit. We went on for different things. And I'm going to switch it off and we're going to talk about vocabulary, and maybe I'll share sources with you where we can where we can find all this good stuff to read and learn. So the people who are watching it, they don't know the resources unless they know a speaking club.
Okay.
So I'm stopping it now.